Hello, my name is Jason, and this is Xbox Uncut. And today, no one's on. No, it's it's gonna be me and Tim Dog. What's up, Tim?
What's up? Brady's
And
dad.
and Dad. Yes,
Yeah,
it's everyone's favorite dad. God damn it!
Oh, hey guys, how's it going?
Hey,
what's
Dad.
up, Dad?
You ready to talk
Glad to hear
about?
you.
You ready to be pissed off about Fable, Dad?
Oh yeah, I'm already been pissed off about Fable.
All right. So you guys want to do the news first? I don't even know if we have letters. I think I looked at. I think we have a letter from. You know what? Let's
Wicked.
do letters real quick because I got a letter from Wicked Soul and uh, um, blah 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 is the subject.
Oh, good. We're off to a good start.
Yeah, pretty much. This
Up
question
and running.
is still in development, early access, if you will. Choose A, B, or C. Contribute to my Kickstarter, Indiegogo, GoFundMe to get the rest. 99% of money will go into my pocket. K, thanks, bye. From a question dev, Wicked. I think he meant questionable, but I guess I have to pay the
I
rest for
understand. I
questionable.
understand the question.
Yeah,
Yeah.
really struck the bottom of the barrel with these letters this week.
Yeah, man.
How would you rate this letter?
Yeah, like a 2 out of 5.
Yeah,
Yeah.
2 out of 5.
Still better than Quantum Break,
Yeah,
but
still better than Quantum Break, but still not that great.
all right. Let's I I put this Fable 4 Pits thing. We don't really have to talk about it. I just had it up here, but this is if you haven't heard already, and apparently I'm being notified on all my devices about Twitter and stuff. So let me go ahead and mute that. But if you haven't heard yet about the Lionhead Studios and Eurogamer, and I believe it's Eurogamer that came out and released a huge story about everything that's happened with the studio. But apparently, an ex Lionhead dev revealed the pits for Fable 4, and in my opinion, it's pretty bad. They were proposing an industrial age game that was a mix of innovations of that age, tram cars and flying machines, and Fable's typical focus on the mythology of the time, including characters based on Jack the Ripper and Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Mm.
I don't know. Can you read that again?
All right,
You've read this 3 times to me. I can't understand
you
what's
can't you
being
can't
said.
get it, yeah.
I just hear Doctor.
Okay,
All right, let's try. I want to really try.
okay. It's supposed. I'm from what I can get from this. It's
Take two.
supposed to be like I guess the 1700s, 1800s with tram cars and flying machines, and it's supposed to have British mythology of the time, including characters such as Jack the Ripper. Jack the Ripper is not actually part of a mythology. Jack the Ripper was an actual person, but we can let that slide. And Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I and it's supposed to be it was supposed to be a darker and grittier game, and it was supposed to be R-rated, even though that's a movie term, whatever. It's I think this is honestly a bad pitch.
Well, I don't think it. I honestly kind of like that pitch. Um,
I don't know if it's good for a Fable game though, is it?
But yeah, you kind of really that's the one thing that you'd be a little concerning. It sounds like a completely new game, to be honest.
Yeah, it doesn't sound
It
like a
doesn't
Fable.
sound like, Fable, especially with the Jack the Ripper stuff. I mean, um,
Yeah.
but it's an interesting, it's an interesting concept. But let's find out. Let me ask you guys the question. When this was proposed, who was in charge?
Oh, I have no idea.
This was back in 2012, so it would have been shit. What was the guy's name? Don Matrick.
Okay, so it would have been Matrix Steel, and at that time, free to play was pretty much they were grooming that to be the next big thing on console. Is that correct?
Yeah, which Fable Legends really fit into more of their plan back then than it does now.
Right. So that's pretty much where I see the whole thing. Um, I am not going to. I know this news came out and people just jump all over it, and it's fun to hate on Microsoft. But there is always two sides of the story. And Kotuku seems like they just love to run these smear things. They did it with Darkseid, and they did it with the Darkseid dev. It's the type of thing where you call somebody and say, "Hey, let's talk bad about Microsoft," and the other party says, "Okay." So that's what I see. I didn't really give this. I told Jason before the pre-show. I didn't even give this time of day because I knew when Shinobi posted it and it starts up. I know what it is. It's a hate fest. And I've been critical of Microsoft at times with Quantum Break and the way they handled that, or obviously some of the stuff with the UWP and just the overall messaging. I've always said their messaging has been pretty shitty. But to me, this is a business deal that went bad, and now you have 75 million put into Fable Legends, and the end product to me is deplorable for 75 million. So maybe that's why it ended up the way it did. Um, that's where I see the whole thing. That's the way I see it. I just find that it's just so popular to hate on Microsoft at this point. It's just getting to the point where I don't even pay attention to it because it's what they do. It's what people want, or a certain majority want. And that's what it is. That's what it's about. There's no two sides of the story. Microsoft, is not going to talk on these subjects. It is what it is. The business deal has been, went bad. It was a deal from an older regime, and maybe that pitch was something that might have been cool, but at the time there was a different mindset. There was a different mindset at that time. They thought this could be the next thing. Did it fail? Yeah, it failed. But people say they're lining up to buy Lionhead. I don't know. I think Fable is a big part of that, to be honest.
No,
And
like they were not lining up to buy Lionhead. People were trying to push that ideal that way. It made it seem even worse what Microsoft did. People were lining up to buy Fable, the IP.
right,
They didn't want to buy Lionhead. They didn't care to buy Lionhead. They didn't want to buy Lionhead for the same reason Microsoft didn't trust Lionhead with making a new Fable RPG. Because
at the end of the day, I'm going to ask you two: was Fable Legends worthy of a 70? If I told you before this that Fable Legends cost $75 million to make, and at the point as you played it at the beta, do you think that was acceptable
no.
for both of you? Both questions.
No, not at all.
Okay.
I think
So,
that's the reason they canceled it, though. Is everyone's like, oh, they invested all this money. But that's the reason they canceled. Because they had already put $75 million in this hole, and it still apparently was not an acceptable game that they felt was good enough to release.
and
That's bad.
and it was a lot of technical problems too. Like I know that the animation was way off even in December. Is that correct? Like Vern was saying that the animations were wrong. I think I actually had played Phil. We played one day. We played Fable Legends, and I was like super taken back by the graphics, but Phil wasn't. Phil talked about like things like how it's glitchy and how the animations are off. Were working, but and Vern, who's not here, he has obviously personal business, but. Vern, we talked about this at length because I remember telling Vern, I said, "Well, I'm thinking they're going to come out with this," and Vern's like, "No way! This game is no way being close to being done. It has so many issues." So I think from a Microsoft standpoint, they were just looking at it and seeing the project up in fire and just not seeing the progress that you're going to expect from a big release like that. They probably thought this is going to hurt the Fable name, and there is probably a Fable 4 on its way. And that's why they didn't want to release a subpar product, and put their name behind it basically because the game was, in some respects, I'm not a technical guy. I had fun with it, but it wasn't something that I feel like I would be going back to. I don't know if I'd be sinking money into it, to be honest. It was obviously free to
Let
play.
me ask you a question, Tim. Let's say you're Microsoft and you're making a decision, right?
Right.
I'll give you an example of a studio. I'm trying to sell a studio on you for you to have as a developer for Fable. I'm going to tell you this studio just spent the last 4 years making a game that's not even as good as Fable or even as potentially as big as a Fable RPG was. It took them 4 years and $75 million, and they were still incapable of making a game that was even good enough for release.
It wasn't finished, correct? Like
It
that.
was not finished.
That I remember telling Vern, but see, I
But
no,
but
listen,
Tim, would you hire this development studio to make another Fable?
no,
No, you wouldn't.
no. That's
They took 4 years to make Legends. The pitch
they were
was in
supposed to release.
2012.
They were supposed to release in 2015, and then they pushed it back. When I played with Phil and a couple of times, it was about 2015 December. And it wasn't. It was, and I remember talking to Vern specifically about it. I wish he was here, but because he could probably reflect. But um, he said at the time the game's not even close.
Yeah.
He says the animations are just way
You know
off.
Tim, you know Phil. I mean, at the end of the day, he probably sat down and he looked how much more money and time it would have taken to finish this game, and he just did not want to invest it. I guarantee.
I think he
it.
just didn't want to put the game out and maybe taint the Fable name and also taint the image of what
Exactly.
Microsoft is putting out. If you put out an unfinished product, especially with the way things are today, it would be killed. Listen, that game was sent to die. There was no way if that game got finished in April that anybody it would have done horrible in Metacritic. NeoGAF would have fucking ripped it apart, crying about every little fucking thing that it's 900p or this and that. It had no chance. It wasn't going to sell either. Okay, I mean, Quantum Break really, when the 720p hit shit, didn't have any chance. You know what I mean? So this game was not going to do well. So he saw that. He saw it was obvious. He says, you know what? And unfortunately, people got fired, and I understand that sucks, but it is a business, and that 75 million is not 75 million. 75 million should produce you something where you say, wow, okay, I'm ready to go. Was it a beautiful game? It looked beautiful. I thought it was top 3 on Xbox, but if it's not finished and it really is, has a murky storyline, or nobody even knew what the fuck the game was. It was like a free-to-play. What was it going to be? It's not an RPG. I said during the whole development that they should have scrapped it. I mean, it was a bad idea. They went too long on it. Microsoft has some blame, but I'm not going to put Microsoft and say that it's a completely one-sided story, which is what basically happened today. And there was just a hate fest that seems to always start on NeoGAF, and it's always just fueled by Shinobi and these people, and it's just a hate fest. It's not. So when I saw the news, that's what I thought of. But on merit, it's a two-way street here. 75 million, and the game's not even close to being.
And 4 years, 75 million,
years.
and 4 years,
and 4 years,
and it was delayed.
If you're gonna look at it and you're gonna be, you're gonna be fair, you kind of have to be a little fair about it. And the places that I knew it was going to be just a hate fest, and that's all it is, and that's all it's become with Microsoft. Microsoft can do no right at this current moment. So let the hate fest go on. It's just right now. I don't care. Like, I saw the story and I just said I felt what I just told you guys in the show. That's how I felt. I knew. I looked into it. I saw it, but I was like, okay, it's just going to be. This is going to be the talk of the day. A big old hate fest because everyone finished Uncharted. So
Tim, you know what I feel like what happened from the beginning of this game? I feel like Don Matrick came in. They decided to go forward with Fable Legends. Money was dumped. Contracts were started. And then 2 years, whatever goes by, Don Matrick's gone. Phil Spencer comes in. They got plenty of other shit going, but Fable Legends is still in production. And at a certain point, you can't just cancel this game. Money's already been dumped into it. The contracts have already been made, Like, it would have just been throwing away all these assets. And with all the marketing Microsoft, and by the way, for all the hate Microsoft gets, they put a shit ton of marketing behind Fable Legends. They put it front and center at E3. You know, they did not like just throw this thing in the back and completely ignore it until it died. You know, they actually tried to get hype up for this game. They played it on stage at E3.
Yes.
It's not like they just sat there and went, "Fuck it, we got this game called Fable Legends." I mean, they could have done that if they wanted to.
Well, what do you think, Dad? Because you've been auspiciously quiet.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No,
Dad, what is
well,
your take? Since I just had a rant and I just wanted to get that off my chest, but I want to hear what your I love your opinion on everything.
Well, here's what I think. I think that they want to keep the Fable IP going, and the last Fable game they had was the Fable. Was it the Fable 1 Anniversary Edition?
Right.
Yeah, on PC.
It was on PC and 360, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the trilogy or whatever.
Right.
But then before that, they had Fable
Journey,
Journey, which didn't do very well, and then just this game, Fable Legends, and just still not coming out in the beta, and everyone's talking about how it's not even close to being ready. If anything, that game, the longer it doesn't come out, the more it hurts the Fable name. So, at some point, you got to just cut your losses and move on
It's an
if you
interesting
want to
take.
do something with it.
No, I think you're both right on that. I think it would if Fable Legends would have released, it would have been a negative impact on the brand.
Plus, it would have slowed, like Dad's saying, it's going to slow down production because for a new Fable, well, let's just say we have Fable Legends going and they're still going with it, and it's supposed to release in April, and then it's still not finished, and now it's releasing in October, and they finally get it, and it's not even a great game to begin with, but they get it released. Now you're talking about 11 months you could have lost on development time for a new Fable 4, which is obviously going to be an RPG with some type of. It's going to be in the ilk of the Fable world. So I think that's. I didn't really think of that, but that's an excellent point Dad made.
It's too bad Steve's not here because I'd like to know what studio they were thinking about working on the next Fable if they are, or if they're going to completely make a brand new studio, which I think is the higher possibility here.
Yeah, because who would really work on it? I
No
mean,
one
they'd
that I
have
could
to
think
get
of.
somebody outside to do it.
That
I think there
or-
would be some. I think they would do it in house.
I think they would make a new studio.
Yeah.
Sort of like they did for Gears.
Yeah, make
Well,
like the
not
Coalition.
necessarily make, but yeah, they just put them on it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, technically they did that to the Coalition. I mean, they were a different studio, and then all of a sudden they were like, "Nope, you're the Coalition now. Go work
Yeah.
on Gears." uh,
You are Gears from now on.
yeah, but I don't know if there's much more we could touch about on the subject. I know Vern and Dusty will want to they will want to put their own opinions on it next week, so we'll just leave it at that unless you guys have any more comments on it.
I would just say, do you think the next Fable game, you think they'll call it Fable 4, or will it just be Fable : something?
I think Crackdown shows that they're not too worried about doing the lineage thing by going because they could have completely ignored Crackdown 2, but they went ahead and called it Crackdown 3.
Yeah.
I think they'll make it Fable 4. I don't think they're ashamed that even if Crackdown 2 was a bad game, it's like screw it. I mean, it makes more sense, you know.
Yeah, I think Fable 4 would be a smart move. I don't know. I think Fable 3 did pretty good, but Fable is a strong IP in my opinion. Whereas where are they going with Fable Legends? I felt like that was just the fuck off. To be honest, it was just never felt right, and it was nice graphics and all, but you have to have the game actually work and have a story and be compelling,
Yeah.
which I don't think that they were hitting.
All right, Star Trek Online's coming to Xbox One and PlayStation 4 in fall 2016. I'm the only one that's been asking for this, but I think if you're a Star Trek guy or a fan of any kind of space combat, you will love this game, and I will straight up say that. There's a lot of spaceships to move up in and through for free. There's a lot of free content in this game. I think they said it's got 6 years worth of added content to the game, not including the base game, but just added on top of it. So it's going to be the full PC release on console. So I can't wait to see for it to come out and how it performs and everything. But I think you guys will be really happy with it.
Is it going to be a game that is it on PC? Is it free to play now?
It's been no, that's wrong. It's been free to play for a long time. It did not release as free to play. I was going to say that, but
Right, yeah.
yeah, it's been free to play for quite a long time. And the free to play method the way they do free to play. I like you could buy character slots. I mean that's normal. You can. I think there's maybe a couple races that are locked behind stuff, but like honestly, the real thing they make money on, other than lock boxes, which you can ignore honestly, but you can play this game. You can put 200 hours in this game and constantly feel like you're getting stuff for free. And by the time you get to the end game, I think you'll feel all right about buying a sip. And sips in the game like last tier sips, and you don't need them by the way. You can still be competitive without them, but you can buy an end tier sip for like $40. No, it sounds like a lot, but after putting 200 hours in the game, I think that's fair. I've done it. I didn't feel ashamed or felt bad for spending $40 because I put so many hours and had so much fun with the game. So I feel like it's an investment after you feel like you've gotten enough out of the game. And once you invest that, you can get even more out of the game. So, you know, that's just my opinion on it.
Is it better with a controller or better with a keyboard?
I have not played it with a controller, but I think it'll be fine with a controller.
So that's why if they're going to keep going with these games, is just freaking release the freaking compatible keyboard.
It's been they've had controller support on the PC version for quite a long time though. And this isn't like I'll say it right now. This is not like a limited. Oh, it's kind of like Star Trek. You know, it might have some references. No, this is Star Trek. You got the original Enterprise. You have all the Enterprises up to the modern one. You have a new Enterprise. You have all the different kinds of ships you can even think of. You can be a tank in the game. You can be a damaged person. You can be a healer, which are support ships. You can do a ton of stuff in this game. And you got phasers, lasers, all kinds of stuff. So I think it's really worth a try, in my opinion. I'm gonna hype it up.
So we got DC Universe, right?
Yep.
And now we got Star Trek. And then, so how long before EA releases Star Wars onto consoles?
I don't know, man. I honestly would not hold my breath on that. Honestly, in my opinion, that's probably the worst out of all. If between these three MMOs, that's probably the worst out of the three, in my opinion. And I've played them all, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure if they're ever going to bring that to console, which is kind of strange. You would think they would jump on the bandwagon.
Well, I mean, World of Warcraft never did.
I guess on this subject, we could talk. Do you guys think there are going to be any surprises at E3, like along this? Like, I think we might actually see World of Warships. I think we might see more about space engineers. And what I mean by that, do you guys see any more like indie or third-party games that are PC, usually PC only, that we might see?
Yes, I think it's. I think especially if you get a keyboard and mouse an announcement. I don't know if they can do that at E3, but I do think it's going that route, and why not? You know.
I think we're going to see Civ 6. I think Civ 6 is going to come to console. I don't think it's going to be announced till E3, though.
But you think so? You think it'll be announced that soon?
Well, they already announced it. It's going to come out in October.
Well, no, I mean, do you think, like, they did the same thing with XCOM 2, and they announced that came out. And then I could see them waiting and doing something like they did with Diablo 3, where just after a couple of expansions and fine-tune it and get it working just right, and then bring it over. Yeah. That's the same team, right, that did XCOM 2?
Which one? That Diablo team?
No, XCOM 2, the same team or same Firaxis, right? Is doing Civ
I think so. Yeah. It is. Yeah, I think it would make sense. Yeah.
because they made Civilization was it Revolution?
Yeah.
Yeah, they brought that out, but then
I think it is completely possible to make a Civ game that is properly controlled with a controller, though. So, um,
oh yeah, so do I. I mean, I think it can be done.
all right, I guess we could move on from that. I was just killing a little time there. Forza Motorsport 6 NASCAR expansion leaked. You ready? You guys ready to go fast?
Yeah, sure.
You ready to go fast? Uh, it's going to come with a new track, Homestead Miami Speedway. It will be, I think, $20 on May 17th. So, and it'll have 24 cars from the 2016 season of NASCAR. So, if you're into that, hey man, then there you go.
Is this official now?
Yeah, it's official.
Because that's I got yelled at for. I thought it was a leak, and it's now official, right?
Well, it was on Amazon. It's official. I don't.
It's not announced by Microsoft, but
It's
it's
coming.
it's one of those rumors that's going to happen.
Microsoft
May.
already came out and said that they'll talk about it later. I mean, so
Well,
they
if
kind
you
of
said May
confirmed it.
17th or June
Yeah,
7th.
May
So
17th.
so Tuesday they got to talk about tomorrow or this weekend.
Yeah. They did the same thing with the Porsche expansion. They came out of nowhere pretty much. Okay,
Well,
we have this article Dusty wanted us to talk about here. Here is what EA thinks about PS4 and Xbox One upgrades. I don't know anything about this.
uh,
We're talking Xbox upgrades again.
I guess.
I mean, it's another episode. How could you not?
Yeah. Apparently, EA's comments on it was asked to respond.
So we'll just be talking about the Xbox upgrades till 2018, right, Tim?
Yeah, pretty
Yeah,
much.
we're just gonna skip that because I don't even see anything really relevant in that. Okay, Microsoft Universal Windows Platform finally lets you unlock frame rate and has G-Sync and FreeSync support. So, it's good for
That's
people that
nice.
needed it. Yeah.
But supposedly that should have been offered at launch. Supposedly that
Yeah, just like,
wasn't a
Steam.
good thing. This is bad because this is something that we should have been. God forbid they're trying to transition the API, and this is what you get. So
People can, as far as I'm concerned, people could shove it up their asses. I mean, it's not easy to start a new platform, so give them a fucking break.
it's
And
not
I
even a
know
big deal.
everyone's
It's coming down the thing.
saying,
The game has been out. It's a fucking demo.
yeah,
Come on, you fucks.
well, it's across UWP altogether, so it's not like they've already come out at build. Like if you're interested in what's happening with UWP and what's going to happen in the future, it was all announced at build, and we even talked about it on the podcast. Multi GPU support's coming, all of that. Pretty much all the complaints people have ever had about it. They've all addressed that it's going to be fixed. So. And you know what's funny is Tim is everyone talking about how they're gonna just ignore Windows 10 and ignore the UWP thing. You look at the lineup they're releasing with UWP, and I think it's kind of hard to ignore, in my opinion. Like,
I think it's going to get better and better. I
I
mean,
mean, they got Halo Wars 2 coming out this year. They got Forza Horizon 3, and I guarantee we'll probably see Gears of War 4 on it, and maybe even a few other games. I mean, there's a reason to want to play some games, from that
I think
store.
it's a good idea I mean, it's going to take time, and moving forward, I think the next iteration of hardware, it should be up and running, and these things that are taken for granted on other platforms like Steam or whatever will be there at that time. It's a work in progress, but it's a good idea. I mean, I could care less if you give me another Xbox. that can play 1080p or can play maybe a 4K game or could, really on amazing graphics, a lot of power. I don't care if that game is on the Windows 10 storefront. If
And
anything, it just makes me. I'm going to buy a 1080 card, and I'll be able to play both games if I want to play. I'll probably play it on Xbox still, but if I'm going to get a cross buy, it's to me it benefits me. Other than I wouldn't give a fuck otherwise. It's just another
yeah,
person playing the game, and that helps when it comes to multiplayer games and stuff. I think it's just people just want to shoot the shit down right from go.
and
That's what you're getting.
and what a lot of people don't understand, they're like, why don't you just support 132? Why not just support 132? Because 132 is not future proof. Like the reason they're pushing over to UWP is because a UWP game can be brought over to console, brought to PC, it can be brought to a tablet, it can be brought to a phone.
Can't be pirated, correct?
I'm not going to say that. It probably can. But
Well, supposedly
it's more resistant to piracy. I'll say.
very. I heard. I
Yeah.
heard that it basically takes.
I'm not going to say impossible, but I guarantee someone will pirate it. But it's pretty close to pirate proof or piracy proof. But either way, I mean, there's a reason they're doing it, and it's not just to kill your PC, or and it's really funny when people they go on about how Steam should be the only platform. Yes, because not having competition is a fantastic thing. But either way, I'm happy with it. I've honestly I played Forza Motorsport Apex, and I haven't had a problem playing any UWP games. So, what do you think, Dad? Dad.
I'll be honest with you, I'm in the grocery store right now, and so, but yeah, I actually don't follow UWP, so I don't even know. I don't even really pay much attention to what's going on with that. But
So, Dad, should we not curse? Are you?
no, go ahead. I don't care. I'm in the grocery store.
Yeah, I've been cursing like a sailor to that drunken sailor.
Well, do you have us on speaker in the grocery store?
Oh no.
Okay.
But I am
Well,
walking-
what aisle are you down right now?
right now. I just got some cat food, and now I'm about to go get some lunch meat.
Ooh. How many pounds of turkey?
2 pounds of
Okay.
turkey, actually. My son's going through growth spurts, so Dash is always hungry.
Mhm.
But luckily, they have some that are already pre-sliced, so I can just grab them. Already pre-sliced from the deli this morning. So I
Nice.
can grab those, plus the turkey meatballs that he wants,
Nice.
and some chicken nuggets.
I love it.
You know I'm gonna have to add this to the show notes now, right?
Well, this anytime food comes up, it's Wicked is a big fan of that, so
Yeah.
he probably loves that we're talking about. It's interesting how they. That's not a bad idea how they cut the meat and then just put a pound of in the refrigerator. Say okay,
Yeah.
here it is.
I'll tweet some pictures of it later.
Live on Xbox Uncut. All right. Vintage Warfare Battlefield 1's vehicles, weapons, and settings. I don't know if I'm going to read through this article, but I do know a little bit. You're going to be able to control stuff like battleships. You'll be able to control tanks. Like almost anything you can think of in this setting, you'll be able to control. The weapons are going to be any... I don't even want to go into weapons because I would rather just recommend you check out a YouTube channel called C&R Arsenal. They go over a bunch of World War I weapons. They actually they did a video on the Battlefield 1 trailer and actually explained all the Battlefield 1 weapons that were in the trailer. But I know in the main leaked picture there was a guy holding a Mauser. But I think everyone will be happy. I mean, World War I it's fast enough pace to keep you good. You don't have to sit there taking a minute to load a gun or anything. So, yeah.
I just want to.
You know what? I could be wrong, but I thought I saw something about how the class, you need to pick a certain class in order to drive a tank.
Yes, the classes are going to be locked for vehicles. That way, you don't have a sniper take a helicopter, go to the top of a building, and say "fuck everyone else." Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
so if you wanted to
Instead, I'll
be a
just have the
pilot,
helicopter guy take them there.
yeah. Uh, if you want to be a pilot and actually fly the planes, you have to choose a pilot class. You cannot just pick a random person and do whatever you want. Same with tanks, same with ships. I mean, you got to pick a class in order to use them, which is good. It stops people from just taking vehicles that they either don't know how to use or they're just bad at. So,
Right. But plus, the good thing about Battlefield is you can pretty much anytime you die, you just can hold down X and change your class if you want.
yeah.
So if you feel like changing it up, you can do that. But yeah, I like that idea.
Yeah, me too. Well, we're through with the news, unless anyone. We miss any news, Tim?
What was the news? This time of year is just
MPDs.
NPDs. Yeah, the NPDs. Sony obviously won. Ratchet was 2. Quantum Break was 7. Minecraft was 6. So people were making fun of that. That Microsoft has lost that. Quantum Break.
It did better than Star Fox, so that's good.
Yeah, it did better than Star Fox. Quantum Break. I think the whole story on Quantum Break. You do have PC guys buying the game too, and digital. Digital with this game, I think, would be a little more higher. I
Yeah,
think
'cause
it's
Sorry, but the
no
digital pre-order gave you on the Xbox One gave you the PC version, so
correct,
I
and
could
it
see
was
that
yeah. So
bumping up.
I still think Quantum Break has a good chance of getting a sequel, and I think with a couple of things different, Quantum Break might get looked at, uh, especially with a new console, new hardware, a
Yep.
little differently.
Well, since we have no more news left, I guess we could talk about what we've been playing. Uh, Now I got to think of what I've actually been playing. I played a bit of the Rory McIlroy. I don't know how to pronounce it, or I don't even remember it. The golf game they released for EA Access. It's pretty good. I mean, if you got EA Access, I'd say it's worth a try. Go play it. It's fun. It definitely feels like any other Tiger Woods game if you ever played one. So, but still, it's fun. It doesn't look that great though, especially considering what it's doing. Um, I've also been playing nothing else really. I mean,
You didn't play Uncharted?
I don't have a PS4.
Oh, I thought you did.
We did, and then we sold it.
Yeah.
No, I played Uncharted.
How'd you? Let's hear your experience with it. 'Cause I haven't
Well,
gotten it. I am interested in getting it, but I have to purchase a controller, so it's really $100 thing because I sold my DS1 for a Lunar, or we traded in. They had some trade in, so I gotta buy a controller and then buy it. But I wanted to hear what. Give us a full review if you can.
okay. Well, I played through it twice so far. I'm on my third playthrough. Um, I really like it. It's probably my favorite game of the year. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's more Uncharted. If if you're into that, then if you're not into more Uncharted, then don't play it. But and at the same time, like a lot of people are saying, it definitely feels a lot like. Uh, you can tell it was made after The Last of Us because there's a lot of slow walking and talking segments, and then you know, like my first playthrough, I killed something like I think it was 781 people, and so there's that. But the story's really good. The graphics are amazing. Um, I guess the one thing I'll say is the aiming still feels a little wonky, where like you get behind cover, and in Gears of War, whenever I play that, I get behind cover, and they automatically I pretty much know where I'm going to be aiming when I hold down left trigger, and then you do that with Uncharted, and it's like your gun might be aiming to the left, to the right, over the guy's head, even though you had it right on him before that. But outside of that, it's really good.
I am just really happy that during a review, all I can hear is this nice music in the
Yeah, do you like that?
It's like out of a movie. It's
Yeah,
surreal.
it's like
I
you're on
feel
a
like
movie
I'm
set
like
with me.
it's like I'm in a dream. Like I'm hearing you come
No, if
come in
this
my
is a
dream.
dream, Tim, Xbox would have won NPDs.
And
Yeah,
Quantum
that's
Break
true.
would have been number one. And everyone would have been praising Quantum Break with little Quantum Break hashtags that had a little it had a little freaking Jack Joyce face on it.
Oh, God.
Yeah, but that we just have to listen to that music while I go get my turkey meatballs. But now that I got those, I can walk away from the speaker.
Ah, we loved it. We love you, Dad.
Well, that's
Well,
good. But yeah, Uncharted, I like it a lot. It's my
5 out
favorite
of 5,
PlayStation.
4 out of 5.
Uh, yeah, I guess I'd give it a 4 out of 5. It's not perfect, but it's really good. Um, there wasn't. I'm not going to give any spoilers away, obviously, but the the coolest parts in the game were shown off at E3 and PSX. So it's kind of like I was excited to play it, thinking there would be a moment as awesome as, the train segment or the ship
Yeah.
in 2 or 3, but there wasn't.
They
Um,
typically do that. That's something that I don't like either. That they typically do to pick the best part of the game, and always I've noticed that in trailers with other games. And you seem to be playing a game, and you're like, oh, this is the trailer. Oh, this or
right.
this.
I mean, there was this part where you grab the grappling hook, which is in all the trailers, and you hook onto the back of this truck, and you're getting drug along, and like that whole entire scene, they showed it at PSX, and then that was the entire scene, like beginning to end. They showed the whole thing. There were still some cool moments in it, but nothing as like holy, holy shit as that. But yeah, I liked it a lot. I like the multiplayer a lot. I'm playing that. It's weird playing, a multiplayer shooter online nowadays and not having like experience or a leveling system. It's just really weird.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just me.
No, I can understand that. That's pretty much gone into every game now.
Yeah, so it's almost like, what's the point of keep playing? The only reason I'm playing is to unlock new weapons to create my own custom loadout.
Yeah. Just so you can keep playing.
Yeah, exactly.
All right,
And get
Tim. Oh, I'm
googly
sorry,
eyes.
Dad.
No, I'm just saying, and get googly eyes.
Oh, God.
Take it
All
away,
right.
Tim.
For me, I haven't been really gaming that much, but I did get a little gaming in, and I played Forza 6, and I'm halfway through the career mode, and I can honestly say that this game is super impressive to me. I just did the night portion, and now I'm on to I think I don't remember it was one of the newer tracks. I haven't seen this track. It's like the sun drenched track where you go like in a dip and there's like a haze that you go through. It's like really really pretty game.
I think you're talking about Bathurst.
Yeah, I mean that track really impressed me. And I just love that game. It's a game that I just go back to when I have my free time, and I'll play it, and I enjoy it immensely. I feel like it's the best racer by far on the market. So I played some of that, and I played a little bit of Quantum Break because I am going to do the epilogues. So what are they called when you go in the middle when you finish an act? Junction.
Oh, yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the Junction. So I played that game. Again, if you haven't bought it, if you buy it, play it in 5.1. play it like it should be played, where you read the stuff and you get into the story. Really fantastic game. Played that, and
Tim, you can't tell me how to play my games. God damn it.
true. But if you want to enjoy the most of it, you do that. And I also went to Gorban Reagan Gorbachev, which I can't get past Act 9 or Board 9, and I hate these achievements with no points with a passion. That's all I can say. When I see that achievement pop, I want some money.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel you on that one. What's an achievement without a payoff, god damn it?
I hate the ones is even horrible too, but
Yeah. Alright, anything else you wanted to share?
What about
what aisle are you in now?
ice cream?
Oh, is there going to be ice cream in the shopping cart tonight? Yes or no?
There's going to be multiple ice creams in the shopping
Wow.
cart. They're on sale. Okay, let me
All
tell
right. What is on sale? What's on sale?
you. Turkey Hill.
Oh, there you go. Turkey Hill's pretty good.
You going straight chocolate, or just
Red velvet cake.
Really? That's
Seasonal
like
favorite.
red velvet? Wow. What is that? Vanilla with
Looks like red. Hold on. I'll read you the description.
It's sugar
Give me a
with
second.
red in it.
It's just a
All
whole
right.
lot of red sugar.
Yeah, there you go.
It's a red velvet cake flavored ice cream with red velvet cake bits and a chunky
Ooh.
chocolate cake swirl.
Wow.
Yep, and a trip to the hospital later.
and a toe that's cut off with diabetes.
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 Nubbits.
Oh,
You know,
man.
my favorite. I've been eating I like the Snickers ice cream. That's my favorite ice cream.
Which one's at the Briars?
No, just the Snickers. It's a Snickers bar, but it's the ice cream one.
Oh, yes, those
I
are good.
really love them.
The problem is I tear through them so fast. It's like I'll get a box of 6 and then
Yeah,
the box of
free.
6 is gone. And
No, I hear you. Yeah, it's very. It goes down real quick. Drink a little water, and then you're ready for another one.
yeah, and then, when in doubt, just grab some Choco Tacos.
Yeah.
Well,
But
think
there's
we're
another game I played.
okay.
Well, it's a beta. Does that count? Which is the Overwatch beta.
Yep.
So I played. I was all into the Battleborn for about 6 hours, and then the one thing I hated about it is, so you go into like a 20-minute match, and then or like even like a 10-minute match, but you pick your one character, and then you're that character for the whole match. And I was like, man, if only I could do something where every time I die, and like half of the characters are locked, and it was driving me crazy. So I'd have to play for hours on end just to get them unlocked. So I kind of fell out of Battleborn. So that's about all I played of Battleborn. About 6 hours, I think. And then the Overwatch beta came out, and I guess it helped that when I was playing Battleborn, there was like one friend on my friends list playing it, and then I went to go play the Overwatch beta, and pretty much like I had like 20 people playing the Overwatch beta. So I played a lot of that. I like how easy it is to jump from one character to the other. Like, you don't even need to die, you just need to run back to your base, and then you can switch. And just tap left on the D-pad, it'll tell you what their special abilities are. So it's kind of like Team Fortress, where it's multiplayer only. And the good thing that I like about it is how the characters all feel different and move, and they all serve a different purpose. Like when you're starting your match, it'll say, oh, hey, you don't have enough offensive characters, or your attack power is not that high. So it'll kind of try to get people to pick characters that would fit those classes. And they all feel different and look different, and it's like you can just jump in and find the character that you like. And then if you're falling behind and you want to change it up, you can quick switch and do that. It's a lot of fun. I like it a lot.
Dad, I have to ask you this. Has anyone looked at you like you're crazy yet?
This nurse, this woman that looks like she just got out of work in a hospital, look like I should be in a hospital. But yeah, other than that, not yet.
Oh, good. Good.
Yeah. But yeah, this apparently came out of Blizzard's failed Titan sequel or game, which was like a sequel to World of Warcraft.
They really need to get on the ball with making a sequel to World of Warcraft, though.
Yeah, or do something.
If it could have looked as good as the character models and everything in Overwatch, it would have been awesome.
Yeah.
You know?
But yeah, this is like first. It's first. I'm not used to Blizzard making first-person shooter. I mean, if it was a side-scrolling beat 'em up like Death and Return of Superman, I could see, but this one, it's not quite like anything I've seen Blizzard do, and it feels really good, and the character movement is really good, and I like it a lot. And I just am sad that the beta's done, and I have to wait till the 24th to play it.
Yeah. Well, it's not too much longer.
Yeah, that's true. And Ninja Turtle comes out the same day, so.
Oh, Jesus. All right.
Hey, I like Platinum games, so.
Oh, you meant the game. I thought you meant the new movie.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Although Bebop and Rocksteady on the big screen, they had me at that, so I'll still go see it.
Okay. All right. Should we end it now? Should we end this?
It's a good show.
Yeah. This must be the quickest episode of Xbox Uncut in the last,
We're going to be getting
year.
the All-Stars back, right? When are we getting the All-Stars back?
We're the B team.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
It's the
It's
B
bad when I'm on
grocery
the
shop
show.
team. No, you're right there. Honestly, if you could come on the show when, and get on, I would really think it would be a good thing. I really enjoy your input.
That's actually going to be the name of this. That's the episode's
Grocery
name.
store?
No, it's going to be the B team.
Yeah.
All right, guys. If no one else has anything else they want to rant about or yell at someone or
Yeah, I
anything
would
that.
You know what? I would like to yell at someone real quick, and then I'll let
Okay.
Tim go.
Yes.
His name is Prophecy 187, and that scumbag. Listen here. Yeah. What? Hello? Okay, that's all I got. All right.
Yeah, let me tell you, I gotta feel the same way about Prophecy 187. It's just what a scumbag, you know.
Yeah.
I just totally there with you, 100%.
See, I can't
hold
say
on. They got
this.
some good deals.
Uh-oh.
Oh, what
you
are we
guys
on
hear
now?
that?
What's that?
No,
Shake? Is that Reese's
The intercom.
Pieces?
The intercom is still at the grocery store.
Oh, we love it.
We should make a Patreon where it's just an episode of you going around the grocery store.
Well, you've actually done a podcast in a grocery store. I don't think that's been done many times. I don't think it's ever been done. This really, and we went through everything. I don't really think that a video game pod. This is the first ever podcast done at a grocery store. It is amazing.
At a Giant Foods.
At
And
least
your quality has been tremendous. What are you on, an iPhone?
Yeah, iPhone.
Yeah. What do you use? What the Skype works this way? How does this
Yeah, just
work?
get the Skype app and just. It was like, oh, you guys are in a call, and then I just hit join call, and here I am. My
Easy.
phone's probably about to die, but yeah, it works.
all right, then we'll let you go then, Mr. Dad. We don't want to kill your phone.
Hold on.
Uh-oh. He told
Only
me to
has
hold
to
on.
pay the check.
Oh, I still got 14%.
Okay.
Wow.
Let's kill it. Let's keep going until it's dead.
Yeah, let's just get it. Let's just keep it going until I check out.
Oh man.
Self checkout works.
Oh, all right. I don't want to end it. I don't want to end it. I really don't. I just want to keep it going,
Well, I don't blame you.
but I can't.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining us.
Oh wait, hold on. One last thing. I know it's not Microsoft related, but it's Nintendo related. But what I want to know as a Minecraft player, what do you think about for the Wii U Minecraft, the Mario mashup?
Oh, you mean what they released?
Yeah,
I thought it looked pretty good. Yeah,
there's a free update.
I thought it looked cool. I'm glad they're working together on that. They could have been assholes to each other and not did anything. So I thought that
Yeah.
was pretty cool. Yeah.
Like GoldenEye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like GoldenEye. Yeah. Yeah. They should get GoldenEye out of that damn deal.
Yeah, they should.
Just, my fingers over the outro button.
Yeah, but then you heard it takes two to make the thing go right, and then you're like, all right, maybe we'll wait a minute.
Before we just show, I just want to say Prophecy 187 is actually a wonderful human being. We just wanted to bash him a little, like.
Don't tell him that.
Yeah, don't tell him. Go to the outro.
All right.
Before I
Gets
get
a big head.
message. Yeah, he already has a big head. Have you seen it before?
Not yet.
All right. All right, guys. Unless no one wants to tell me to keep it going again. We'll see you guys later. No one else wants to say bye?
Okay, I'll say goodbye. My nipples are hard. All right, have a good week.
Tim, do you want to add in a goodbye, Tim? No? Okay.
Tim fell asleep. He's just listening to the music here.
Yes.
In the Mexican food aisle. International aisle.
Oh, wow. It's some Spanish rice.
Yeah, Taco Tuesday.